Shortly, the academic procession will enter the graduation hall. When they've taken their place on stage, Advance Australia Fair will be played, and we invite you to join in the singing of the national anthem. Would you please stand for the academic procession?
Please be seated. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I invite Chris Tobin, representative of the Darug people, to offer the traditional welcome to country.
Thank you. Budri Waragal, everyone. Good evening, and Nalawa. Welcome to the lands of the Wallamedigal. I belong to one of the local Aboriginal families of the Darug people, the traditional custodians over this part of the country. I wish to firstly pay my respects to the country and its people, and to thank the University for their acknowledgement of us and the invitation to welcome you here this evening. That acknowledgement is important for our people and much appreciated. My family descend from Yarramundi, a respected elder and cleverman of the Burrabrongal clan during the early years of colonisation. He saw that our survival in this new world could best be secured if we could learn more about it. And so he enrolled his daughter, Bulungari, or Maria, into the Native Institute, a school set up in 1815 by Governor Macquarie, offering formal education to Aboriginal children. Maria studied there for several years and used her newly acquired skills to lobby and ultimately secure some land for herself and her family out along the Richmond Road. Other Aboriginal families soon joined them and became known as the Blackstown, where the present-day city of Blacktown gets its name. We are very proud of her, as I'm sure your families are of you here this evening. And with good reason. Your success is our success. Your advancement, our advancement. Now that was probably better understood in more traditional times when camp groups were smaller and clans abided by strict sharing laws, which meant that the food that you caught and brought back was distributed throughout the rest of the camp. Your skills and good fortune were thus enjoyed by all. Your efforts literally nourished the rest of the community. And you in turn were looked after by them. Yes, we can live quite beautifully when we work together. Our Aboriginal ancestors certainly lived well in many respects, and I use occasions like this to offer them to yourselves as a model or a benchmark on how good to expect our lives today. You see, when Captain Cook arrived here almost 250 years ago, he encountered a people whom he described as one of the happiest people he'd ever met. Now, they owned nothing but the tools they carried, made their shelters from the bark of trees without cutting them down, and harvested food from the earth without excessive tilling or clearing. Now, these were not primitive societies, these were ancient cultures. So there's no armies, no slavery, no rich and poor, no rents or mortgages, and no homelessness. People cooperated to collect the resources that were needed, which were then shared out according to strict Aboriginal law. Our lands were maintained with fire and responsible harvesting. Our rivers and waterways kept clean and unpolluted, with people drinking out of them as they have done here for the past 20,000 years. So this is not a dream or an ideal, this is normal life for us and for the longest time. And there is no reason why we should expect less for ourselves and our children than what our ancestors enjoyed. Admittedly, there's a lot more of us. However, we are a clever people, and what's the alternative, eh? So graduates, I would say expect great and wonderful things from your life. Life is good and we are naturally a happy people. I would ask that you share your gifts with the rest of us, stay kind and fearless, and keep following that beautiful spirit within you that got you this far. Do this and I'm confident that together we can create a country and a world that we can be proud of, and a future that is worthy of our children. We can all do our bit. I'll do mine now by winding up and letting you graduate. Just want to say congratulations to all of you and all the best in our collective futures. Thank you and welcome to country.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to introduce the Deputy Chancellor of Macquarie University, Ms. Louise Mason, who presides this evening.
Thank you, Chris, for your warm welcome to country. It's always wonderful to have you with us. Colleagues, guests, families and friends of our graduands, and most importantly, all our graduands. It is my great pleasure to welcome you here today to this graduation ceremony. It is our hope that today is a very happy and memorable occasion for you all. I also see that we have a number of small children and babies here. There's a lovely little one right down in the front row. If they cry, please don't leave. If they want to run around, let them run around. This is a family and friends occasion, and they're actually our students of tomorrow, and they're very welcome to be here. Today is a milestone day. Today we celebrate the wonderful achievements of those of you about to graduate. Completing a degree is never easy. It requires an intelligent and inquiring mind, determination and perseverance, and you've made many sacrifices along the way in the pursuit of your goals. You've worked very hard to get to this point, and you should feel proud of what you've accomplished. We as a university are just as proud of your achievements, and I'm pleased to be able to congratulate each and every one of you today. I also want to especially welcome the families, supporters and friends of our graduands here with us as invited guests. The fact that you've been invited by one of our graduands to share in one of the greatest days of their lives is proof positive that you've been an important influence. So to our invited guests, congratulations and thank you for celebrating this great occasion with us. Our graduands may not realise it, but you're about to participate in one of the oldest of Europe's social rituals. If you were to pick a date, say 1500 AD, and look to see what social institutions were around and are still around today, you'd find only about 60, including the Roman Catholic Church, the Parliaments of England, Iceland and the Isle of Man, and 6 Swiss cantons. All the rest are universities. In fact, graduation ceremonies are even older than that. For more than 800 years, graduates have been donning gowns just like the ones you're wearing and participating in ceremonies just like this one. And since those earliest graduations, the ceremony has remained almost unchanged, a defining feature in the life of every university and its students. We all realise that Macquarie is not one of those ancient universities. In fact, we're just over 50 years young. Though we're among the youngest universities in the world, we're very proud to take part in this time-honoured ceremony today. We all know that youth has its advantages. Macquarie is a very modern and outward-looking university. We enjoy an enviable reputation for world-leading research excellence, research engagement and impact. We are continually progressing by extending our research, partnerships, course offerings and facilities. We have a proud tradition of innovation and discovery, and our pioneering approach is built upon a collaborative and connected learning community. This is a very exciting time for Macquarie University, amidst much change, as the vision for this remarkable campus continues to unfold. No doubt you've witnessed all the development happening around campus as you arrived here today. We have over 190,000 graduates living in more than 140 countries. It's very clear we're looking forward and we're on the move, and so are each of you. Some of the things we all value so much about Macquarie, however, will not change. When I was a student here and during my time on council, a defining feature of Macquarie was and remains the friendliness and inclusiveness of our staff and students. This is inherent to our culture, and I anticipate that it always will be so. And remember, you will always be welcome here. One of the attributes I hope Macquarie University imparts to all its students is the capacity for moral and ethical reflection, and a yearning always to help right the wrongs, not just of the past, but also of our time. Macquarie University will always be a leader in teaching and learning, and a leader in the accumulation of wisdom, knowledge and understanding. However, our collective journey is about building community, where we have shared values, where we share things in common, and where we care about each other, even when our points of view on some matters may diverge. In other words, an ideal community of scholars. Ladies and gentlemen, academic and professional colleagues, and most importantly, our graduands, I offer you the warmest of welcomes to Macquarie University on this grand occasion. In just a few minutes, it will be my very great honour to confer your degrees upon you and welcome you as lifelong members of the community of scholars we proudly call Macquarie University. But first, it's my pleasure to introduce our occasional speaker, Ms. Katharina Doran. Katharina is a management consultant, entrepreneur and non-executive director with over 20 years' experience running and growing successful businesses. She's worked for global NYSE-listed companies, private equity companies, and has worked with some of Australia's top corporations. Her passion, though, is growing businesses, and she's founded several boutique consultancies. Katharina is the president of the Mossman Rowers, a director of the Friends of Sydney Harbour, a non-executive director of Young Professionals in Racing, and a member of the Pharmaceutical Society of Australia. She graduated as a pharmacist from University of Dublin, Trinity College, holds an MBA from Macquarie Graduate School of Management, and is a graduate of the Australian Institute of Company Directors. I now invite Katharina to deliver the occasional address. Please make her welcome.
Good evening. Wow, you made it. I'm almost the last speech before you get your graduation, so I'll keep it brief. I do appreciate the incredible feeling it is for you and your families to be here. I was here sitting where you are just a few years ago, and I had my little boys 2 and 4 with me, although they weren't as well behaved as the children I see here today. They were running up and down the aisles looking for Mama. And Mama was sitting where you are, feeling the same roller coaster of emotions that you're feeling today. Privileged to be here, relieved that it's finished, a little bit sad that it's over, a little bit anxious about what might come next, what am I going to do next? But mostly for me, I was incredibly proud that I got to graduate in front of my boys, that their mama was coming up here to graduate, and I was able to not just tell them, but demonstrate to them some of my really closely held beliefs. To live your own best life, learn every day, and with hard work you can achieve anything. And I got to show my boys that. My graduation was also especially important for me because I grew up in Ireland in quite a working class family, and my parents didn't get to finish school and they wanted me to finish school. And I was the first person in my family on both sides to go to university. And I did. I graduated from Trinity College, which is super old, by the way. Everything's much, much older than it is here. So why am I back here tonight? I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm not Tony Robbins. I'm not an inspirational speaker. I'm not Michael Crossland, although he is incredible. I'm not a famous CEO who's getting paid $40,000 to turn up for an announcement. I'm not going to give you an example of who that is because it will get me into trouble. What I believe I am is an authentic speaker. I'm a real person. I've done a real MBA, and I've had a real journey along which I've learned real lessons. And I'm hoping to share some of those with you tonight. Like many of you, I've had to sacrifice to don the cap and the gown to be here today. Money, time, girls' nights out, boys' nights out, birthday parties, holidays, we sacrificed it. Every one of you has had a price to pay to be here today, to graduate. Every one of you has had support to be here tonight to graduate. The choices you make, they are important, and every one of you made the choice to be here. The choices we make us who we are. And I want to share with you some of the choices I made that were super different, not what I expected to do. I was brought up in a very strict and clear pathway of what I thought I was going to do, and I didn't do any of it. But it took me too late to start on the different path, so hopefully I can share some ideas with you. Some of you, it might generate ideas. For others, it might raise more questions than answers. But while I was here, Robert Spillane assured me in my... He assured me in Foundations of Management Thought that it was good that I had more questions than answers because I did not understand any of it. But I got the merit. Okay, but I didn't deserve it, to be fair. So at this point, I will remind you I'm Irish, so I'll keep it brief as best I can because I don't want to keep between you and the drinks because I know that's the other important part of this evening. So I came here in 2006. I did one subject. I was working as a marketing director straight out of the dispensary. No idea what I was doing. Now, literally, no idea. I would walk out of the meetings and I would Google, what's the 4 Ps? Is it 4 Ps? 6 Ps? Can't remember. Before it was click rates. Honestly, and I would look up a website called quickmba.com, which actually exists. So I could go back into the next meeting and know what I was talking about. So I enrolled here in Macquarie, and I said, okay, I'm not going to look stupid, I'm going to fill my gap. So I made a decision, a choice, to come here to fill my gaps. But then I got here and I was hooked. I wanted to learn more and more and more. It's a little bit like Voltaire says, the more I read, the more I acquire, the more certain I am that I know nothing. So I kept coming back, and I actually am one of the people that you hear the myth about. You know, they say you can come and do an MBA over 10 years. That was me. So it took me 9.5 years, and I finished. I did take 6 years off, and I came back on my maternity leave to finish my last subject. I didn't move in and live here, even though I'm back. I promise you, I did not stay here forever. But on that journey, I believe I learned to think differently. I learned to act differently. And I learned to look at the world a little bit differently. But instead of feeling that I had too much to learn, it was more like kindling the flame, not filling the vessel, as Socrates said. I left here feeling that completing my master's was the lighting of the flame. It was the start of my journey and my learning journey, not the end. I went on to do lots more degrees, well, not degrees, certificates, I should say. I would have different colors if I did more degrees. So as graduates, I believe you too, you all now have a different way of thinking. You all have a different way of interacting, and you have newly acquired knowledge. The question tonight, though, for you is how are you going to use this to give back to the people who supported you, to return the sacrifice that was made for you to be here? And what choices are you going to make? Whether you initially came to excel, to elevate, or to exit and change your career, the life lessons I have that I've learned that I wish to share with you are the same. Life lesson number 1, don't rush. Don't panic. You do not need to know exactly what's going to happen as of tomorrow, today. You feel because you graduated you should know exactly what you're going to do. You don't need to. This next step is your first step as a graduate, not your last step, your first step. And it's the first step in making the choices that you want to do. Not the choices that you think everybody else wants you to do, or you think you should do, the choices that you want to do. My second life lesson is that with each of those steps that you make, think big. And when you think you've thought big, think bigger. Take risks. Believe in yourself. Have confidence in yourself and your abilities. I did not understand the level of knowledge and skills that I got during my time at Macquarie, and you will underestimate it too. Think big, think bigger, and take risks. 20 years ago, when I graduated as a pharmacist, I just went home for my reunion in Ireland. 20 years is a long time. Even 5 years ago, I would never have imagined that I, as a pharmacist, which essentially is a legalized drug dealer, right? It's true, I jumped on a plane after my graduation, 3 days notice, jumped on a plane to New York, took up a job with 3 days with a $7 billion New York listed stock exchange company. 6 months later, I'm implementing robotic automation in Cluj. I'm putting in analytics. I'm doing organizational network analytics. I automated reconciliations for a bank. I still don't know what reconciliations are. But I didn't need to. It's true, I actually don't. I didn't need to because my time at Macquarie taught me how to reframe problems, how to think critically, how to act strategically, and importantly, I believe, to have empathy. Empathy, the ability to have empathy is life lesson number 3. You attract more bees with honey than vinegar. I didn't believe that one when I first heard it, but I truly believe it now. I learned that the ability to have empathy, that is true compassion, to truly listen to somebody, to truly hear someone, to truly feel what someone feels, enables us to be better at understanding problems and finding solutions in a human way. You don't have to be hard-headed, important, rude to get ahead and be successful at work. You don't have to be. My lessons are that being kind, patient, and understanding has achieved and served me far better than when I thought I was a bit hard-ass. It's not as good. Empathy, though, is not something that is inherent. It is a human skill. And human skills can be learned. If you practice it, you will get better at it. So make the choice to practice it. Inger Gao, a Buddhist monk, I was on this amazing retreat, once said to me, 3 questions, Katharina. Is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? If you can't answer all 3 of those questions, maybe don't do it. Don't say it. Is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? But these are my steps. The steps that you take and the choices that you make, they should and will be your own. Everyone's path is different. So life lesson number 4 is make your own choices, but own your own choices. Define your path, but don't feel like you have to have one true specific path. You don't have to have all the answers. Follow your passion every day, but be agile. And I know you know that word because it's buzz at the moment. Be agile with your dreams and your goals. Don't focus so far in front of you that you miss what's happening in the peripheral vision. It is the incidental knowledge that you gather through incidental experiences that are unique to you. They differentiate you. They put value and create value in you, and they allow you to be you. So my 5th lesson, a little bit in the words of Gandhi, be the change you want to see in the world, your family, your community. I spent the last year working with the community to save a 108-year-old community club. As the now president of that club, it took a long time, I have the incredible sense of purpose. People stop me in the street and say thank you. I have a greater sense of being rewarded and fulfilled than closing a $52 million deal that I did the year previous, because nobody even remembers that. I don't think they even said thank you. That was a choice that I made. I made no money. It was a choice to make no money. It was a choice to give up my time. And to be honest, it gave me some grey hair. However, so much more rewarding. So my challenge to you tonight, think about how you can use your skills to change the world around you, your world. All right, I'm almost there, I promise. Final lesson. I said I'm trying to be an authentic speaker, so what would you think my last lesson is? Be authentic. Be authentic as authentic as you can. Today, more than ever, it is harder to be true to ourselves than ever before, because who we are changes. As we get more experiences, as we become more educated, as we do more activities, who we are changes. So trying to be true to that person becomes harder and harder. And often, to be good at our jobs, to be effective, people behave in ways that are in conflict with their true values and beliefs. Think about what you see today in the newspapers. More than ever, authenticity is being seen now as a way to fix the integrity issues that are prevalent in our society. For me, my belief, being authentic, being true to your values and your beliefs and who you are, it'll enable you to act with genuine integrity, honesty, and trustworthiness. My lesson, though, it's a tough gig. Be patient and kind with yourselves. Take some time to learn who you are. But a word of caution, being you does not mean me. So I'll delay your rise to the stage no more. I think I've seen some eyes starting to get a few yawns going. My wish for you all is this. After the excitement of tonight, and do enjoy it, take some time to think about the choices you will make. The choices you will make will continue to be important. So make them agile. Make them big, make them human, make them risky, make them true to you and your family and your world. Be authentic, be you. Best of luck this evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Katharina. That was a wonderful occasional address, and I know it will stay with our graduates for a long time to come. As Deputy Chancellor of Macquarie University, I especially look forward to presiding at ceremonies such as today's and conferring degrees on those who have complied with the university's requirements for such awards. I now call on our Acting Registrar, Ms Kylie Erbert, to formally certify the eligibility of those who have met the requirements for these awards.
Deputy Chancellor, I certify that all candidates being presented here today and those who are absent have satisfied the requirements of the Academic Senate for the degrees they are to be awarded. Would all candidates for admission to degrees please stand?
In the name of the Macquarie University Council and by my authority as Deputy Chancellor of Macquarie University, I admit each of you present and those who are absent to the degrees for which you have qualified. Congratulations.
Graduates, please be seated. Deputy Chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Macquarie Applied Finance Centre with the Macquarie Graduate School of Management of the Macquarie Business School. I now call on Mr Lindsay Bryan, Director of the Applied Finance Centre, to present the graduates. Mr Bryan.
Thank you. Deputy Chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Macquarie Business School. Macquarie Business School is the largest faculty at Macquarie University and one of the largest in Australia. Our purpose is to provide inspiring and engaging business education and research that is useful to students throughout their careers and for solving society's biggest problems. Profound changes are taking place in the world today. The scale and combination of significant demographic, economic, political, technological, environmental and social changes underway present immense opportunities and challenges for business and wider human society. These changes in turn are shaping the nature of work and the patterns of education and skill acquisition that people need today. Our role is to create knowledge through applied research in the areas of marketing, management, finance, economics, actuarial studies and accounting. Working with our academic and corporate partners, students and alumni, we create and share research that addresses business and societal challenges. Our programs are innovative and include engagement with industry as well as the development of employability skills. The skills developed are in high demand globally. Our programs are recognised and accredited by key industry bodies, and we enjoy a strong reputation amongst the business and professional communities. These graduates have the skills, knowledge and purpose to make a positive contribution to their families, to their communities and to the world. Deputy Chancellor, I am proud to present to you the graduates from Macquarie Business School whom you have admitted to degrees. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Applied Finance. Ash Schnell. Chern Chen. Rowan Dangerfield. Alexander Evans. Grant Gordon. Claire Hussard, who has been awarded the Macquarie University Award for Academic Excellence. Sina Imani. Duncan McLeod. Mark O'Reilly. Daniel Park. Suzanne Ryan. Justin Serrao. Sanchit Sharma. Benjamin Squires. Umaya Talat. Alana Tapley. Lisa DeFrank. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Commerce. Aludin Ahmed. Suthipong Banphotchit. Haron Mauhan. Zhongqian Han. Ali Pallavi Homelo. Zeryu Jiang. Dan Lee. Lu Lee. Xichao Liu. Shuni Li Popo Maung. Ngok An Nguyen, who has been awarded the Macquarie University Award for Academic Excellence. Bernardo Reina Naldi. Yue Sun. Ngok Man Tran. Yuzana Win. Jialin Weiyan. Xiao Xia Zheng. Bo Xiao Zhu. Deputy Chancellor, that completes this afternoon's presentation of the graduates from the Macquarie Business School's Applied Finance Programs and Master of Commerce.
Thank you, Mr Bryan. Deputy Chancellor, I'll now call on Professor Masood Bania, Acting Director of the Macquarie Graduate School of Management, to present graduates of MGSM. Professor Bania.
Deputy Chancellor, I present to you the graduates from the Macquarie Business School's MGSM programs whom you have admitted to degrees. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Business Administration, Nicholas Agnew. Muhammad Jawad Ali. Ferro Ferizka Ariananda. Kulawal Ayedero. Mark Bernard. Martin Baker. Vivian Bodo. Philip Brady. Nicole Brummer. Leanne Kalajesan. Charlie Cheong. Muhammad Manajirul Haq Chowdhury. Megan Cook. Glenn Cryer. Sam Curtin. Guy Davis. Sebastian Di Bella. Remy DiPonio. John Edinburgh. Mateus Erazuris Jory. Raimundo Erazuris Obala. Brendan Fern. Warna Colasuria Fernando. Cheong Lin Gan. Diana Gresham. Anik Gupta. Megha Gupta. Marietta Ivanovsky. Surab Jaggi. Dhirendra Kumar Jha. Akshay Kapoor. Shilpi Ka. James Kiwi. Kanchan Kalakaran. Mitesh Khatri. James Kim. Mansi Kole. Ashley Yun Ling Lai. Roxanne Lau. Peter Long. Michelle Macquarie. Osman Mao. Siddharth Mahapatra. Priyakshi Mahtani. Anjana Maikap. Stephanie Mansfield. Akash Manik. Murillo Heidi Janet Mariano. Emma Maxwell. David McCormack. Daniel McHugh. Dirk Miller. Timilaine Oluwadara Moody. Raha Musavi Jazari. Rachel Murray. Terence Ung. Crystal Oliver. Salian Osborne. Mayowa Olumide Oyelowo. Ekaterina Piluchkova. Ameya Pajawar. Melissa Phillips. Piyush Narayanan Pillai. Felicia Romano. Michelle Saldana. Alexandra Savelieva. David Scully. Sajnesh Sharma. Apurv Singh. Romit Singh. Siddharth Singh. Ryan Sparks. Anne Stevenson. Gautam Kaluja. Kshitij Talwar. Catherine Thompson. Queenie Tran. Wilfred Tung. Neda Wafai. Vidya Sagar Vemuri. Dominic Webb. William. Christine Shu. Sarita Yadav. Changshi Yang. Ray Young. Hillary Young. Javier Zavalaga Samaniego. Jirin Ji. Yanyan Zhang. Monique Zimani. Youssef Zumut. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Management. Ma Regina Abesamis. Chandrama Ardhikari. Munish Raja Akula. Ansa Ansari. Sorry, Shumin Sao. Ming Yang Chang. Manit Himanshu Gozalia. Riya Gupta. Bipin Giawali. Shivani Jagan. Katsup Jamunka. Ross Kerobi. Hin Phon Kiao Koko. Kyla Charis Zandueta Mariano. Omar Masal. Sharat Kant Malkin. Meghna Modam. Sai Rohit Mukundala. Ronak Naik. Prerana Prasad. Se Chin. Farid Rankong. Claudia Patricia Rivas Plata Olaya. Kunal Manoj Kumar Silani. Lok Ping Tan. Pranav Bidhu. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Social Entrepreneurship, Sebastian Salcedo Velázquez. I present diplomates awarded the Graduate Diploma of Management. Aristides Geremakis. Suvik Mukherjee. Deputy Chancellor, a degree by research is awarded to a graduate who has successfully completed a program of study in which the defining characteristics is research. Our Master of Research is a 2-year full-time equivalent research training degree consisting of research-based coursework and postgraduate research training. Graduates have focused on a specific research topic to produce a thesis of up to 20,000 words in preparation to a master's degree, in preparation to a doctoral degree, I apologize. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Research. Zinia Hashmi for a thesis entitled Doing Business in India, a study of the opportunities and challenges experienced by Australian firms. Asmita Pokarel for a thesis entitled A Study of the Relationship Between Casual and Permanent Employees in an Australian Higher Education Institution. Where is that? The Doctor of Philosophy is awarded to graduates who have demonstrated the capacity to conduct research independently by forming a distinct contribution to the knowledge of the subject and to afford evidence of coherence and originality shown either by the discovery of new facts or by the exercise of independent critical power. Deputy Chancellor, I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Dr. Kit Ying Kani Chu Lo, for a thesis entitled Chinese Luxury Fashion Buying Behavior. Deputy Chancellor, that completes this evening's presentation of the graduates from the Macquarie Business School.
Deputy Chancellor, I call on Mr. Mark O'Reilly, who has graduated today with a Master of Applied Finance, to speak on behalf of the graduating group. Mr. O'Reilly.
Deputy Chancellor, members of the University, fellow graduates and guests. Just over 2 years ago, I was sitting at my desk at work, going through the motions, so to speak. I considered where my career was headed, and I didn't like the path laid out before me. It was one of complacency, ease, and disengagement. I decided to do something about it. I spoke to senior members of my organisation. I attended meetings where big decisions were made. I put my hand up for several jobs, unsuccessfully. Despite my efforts, I realised that my current knowledge base was not enough. That led me here to the Master of Applied Finance at Macquarie University. Today, I now find myself a manager in an ASX top 50 company, responsible for coordinating some of the largest transactions in Australian property. My contribution is tangible, material, and meaningful, and I look forward to the challenges the future will bring. Looking back on that transition now, I don't think that I'd be in the same position today without the insights and tools that I developed here at this university. So it is with a great sense of privilege that I stand up here this evening speaking on behalf of the Macquarie University graduates in the room. We are from all walks of life, from the fields of finance, management, philosophy. Most of you I have never met, but despite our unfamiliarity, I think one thing connects us all. That thing is the desire to improve. The desire to improve ourselves and the world we live in. That's what drove us to think of our future in the first place, to plot a course, and has led to this celebration here tonight. So like me, I hope you're all filled with a great sense of accomplishment and joy on this momentous occasion. I would like to thank the university and particularly the lecturers. In my course alone, I have had the opportunity to listen to the chairman of a leading Australian investment bank, an ex-head of corporate finance from one of Australia's largest construction companies, a banking whistleblower, and the list goes on. Thank you to Macquarie Uni for making this possible, and thank you to the lecturers for their insights. In my experience, all lecturers made themselves available, answered questions capably, and even if they didn't know the answer, went away, researched it, and posted it to the forum or answered it in class. All were willing to debate ideas openly with the class in an effort to create deeper understanding. A further acknowledgement is warranted for Roger Casey. Roger taught our cohort the difficult corporate finance subject amongst other electives and has taken ill. He can take comfort in the fact that although he is not currently in the classroom, his lessons and principles will remain with his students. We thank him for the knowledge he has so generously shared with us, and we wish him a speedy recovery. Tonight, I wanted to speak about 3 lessons that have resonated with me during my time at Macquarie University. I hope the other graduates in this hall can relate in some way. Firstly, the value of options. One thing we have had beaten into us during our course is how to value options, puts, calls, etc. I'm not going to get out a whiteboard and start drawing a binomial lattice, so you can all relax. But the general concept is, the longer the time and the greater the volatility, the more valuable an option is. To me, that is so relevant to life in general. The longer you spend trying to develop yourself and exposing yourselves to new challenges and new ideas, the more valuable you become, irrespective of outcomes. to your colleagues, to your families, and to your friends. Choosing to complete your degree has deepened your knowledge of your field and has generated for you more options. Secondly, the power of a determined and inquiring mind. Textbooks don't read themselves, particularly large financial theory textbooks. Some of you might have said after finishing your degree, "That's it, I'm done with study." I know I have. But I suggest you are not. My time at the university has proven to me that asking more questions, learning new things, and sticking to your goals leads to success. I hope to continue this throughout my career as a lifelong learner, and I'd encourage you all to do the same. Thirdly and lastly, to quote John Donne, "No one is an island," and I mean this on several levels. One thing the Masters brought into focus for me is that adversity and hardship forges strong and enduring relationships. If you can get through the tough times together, the memory of it and the relationships will remain. I know that in the future I can pick up the phone to the people I've been on this journey with and ask them for advice on an issue. On a more personal level, when I first decided to undertake the Masters, my mother warned me that the degree would be hard, but more in the sense that it would affect those close to me. This was less obvious to me at the time, but it proved absolutely correct. Your studies have meant a sacrifice of your time to the detriment of those around you. My son was 6 months old when I began the Masters. My wife has been an unwavering force behind me throughout this degree, and it is without reservation that I say a large thank you to you tonight, sweetheart. And to all the significant people that have supported the graduates in this hall throughout their journey, a very large thank you. So congratulations to all the graduates tonight. Thank you, Macquarie University. I'd like to end with this final thought. Your degree is not just a piece of paper. It's a window to your inner character, a character possessing dedication, tenacity, and the yearning to improve. I wish you all the best of luck in your future endeavours. Thank you.
Mark, thank you for your reflections. I'm sure they resonated with every single student here. And also thank you for thanking your loved ones who have been sitting very patiently, and a wonderful baby in the front row here who has lasted through this entire graduation ceremony. Congratulations, Mark.
I think until now.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Ms Angela Brewer, who's CEO and Artistic Director of Coast Opera Australia and performs at every one of our graduation ceremonies, and it's a beautiful addition, I think, to the ceremony. Please join me in thanking Angela again. Please also join me in thanking our musicians. On the organ, Dr James Forsyth. And on the trumpet, Ms Melanie McLaughlin. I'd also like to take this opportunity to acknowledge and thank the representatives from our alumni who give up their time and come to every single graduation to keep us all in order and keep it running smoothly. Thank you to all our volunteers. Graduates, this ceremony marks a change in your relationship with Macquarie University, but is certainly not the end of our association with you. From today onwards, you are now part of the bigger Macquarie family, our alumni network, which is over 190,000 graduates strong, spanning more than 140 countries around the globe, and it welcomes you to the fold. This is the beginning of the rest of your lives. We'll look forward to seeing you back on campus, to attend alumni events, to undertake further studies, although Mark said he wasn't going to do that again, or simply to visit our beautiful campus and reminisce about the good times you spent here as a Macquarie University student. Graduates, the award of a university degree carries many opportunities and privileges, but like all privileges, it also carries responsibilities. I urge you to commit to lifelong learning and inquiry, to set ambitious goals for yourselves, to continue the hard work that has already brought you so far. And remember, you don't have to be Einstein to change the world. At Macquarie, we pride ourselves on developing each and every one of our students into engaged community citizens and leaders. So I urge you to always give thought to what you can do for others along the way. You don't have to do much sometimes to make a real difference to someone's life. Sometimes a kind gesture or a kind word can mean an enormous amount. I challenge you to continue to exercise sound judgment and initiative, and to always be generous in offering practical advice and wisdom to those you meet on life's journey. My hope is that as graduates of Macquarie University, you will use what you have learned here not only for your own benefit, but also for the betterment of our community. And in all you do, I charge you to uphold the good name of Macquarie University. It's also my hope that you always remember the people who have helped you along the way, many of whom are here with you today. So to acknowledge their contribution and thank them for it, I'm going to ask you to do a few things. Firstly, could all our new graduates please stand? Please place your testamers on your seats. And turn around to face your family and friends. Now please give them a very big round of applause for getting you where you are today. You can turn around now, but don't sit down just yet. Here on the dais are representatives of our academic staff who have supported you throughout your journey. Please also thank them. Graduates, please remain standing. Do remember to pick up your testamers. After all that hard work, don't leave them behind. Soon the official party will leave and you will follow us out. As we do, Dr Forsyth will play the traditional recessional music of graduation, which has been played at ceremonies over the centuries. Again, to our newest graduates of Macquarie University, my warmest congratulations and every best wish for futures filled with success, satisfaction, but most importantly, happiness. Now I ask everyone else to please stand. Shortly, I will lead the official party out, to be followed by all our graduates. I then invite all of you to follow us to the Macquarie for refreshments. And thank you very much for being part of this very special graduation.